So while Democrats are making a big deal about resisting Donald Trump, I mean, that's the hashtag resistance, right? We're resisting the Trump administration because Trump is bad and everything that Donald Trump is doing is bad. And by the way, he shouldn't be allowed to have nuclear weapons or anything like that. Well, that's really interesting that you people say that. Because now we had a recent vote where President Trump was given not only more money for the military-industrial complex, which a lot of resistors argue that he shouldn't have access to, and even more money to expand our nuclear arsenal. Get the details here from Common Dreams. They said that 38 Democrats and Senator Angus King joined nearly every Senate Republican on Monday to pass a $716 billion defense bill that boosts military spending by over $80 billion and authorizes another $21.6 billion for nuclear weapons. Huh. Well then. Now, both Democrats joined together in a 85-10 vote to affirm that we should, yes, give more money to the military and we should give more money and power to President Donald Trump. Well, that's wonderful. Now, this is the 2019 Defense Authorization Act. And of course, I've been against the NDA for years because we don't need it. We don't need the NDAA. All it is that it's just more and more money given to the defense contractors, to the military-industrial complex to continue bombing brown people in other countries. I don't agree with that. I think that's disastrous policy, and I think that, again, I don't just think we give more money to the military than every other country, nearly every other industrialized country combined. Now, the problem with that, again, is that creates militarism. When every problem, when you're a hammer, as what we have made our military into being, then every problem looks like a nail. And so in every situation, we consider, well, are we going to invade this, or are we going to go to war with that, or are we going to launch drone strikes against this? Missile strikes against Syria is a great example, which is something that both Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump had talked about. Only Donald Trump had the opportunity to do it, and he did it. So we launched missiles against Syria, which is terrible policy because it didn't actually do anything. That's what this money is going to go for. It's going to go for more war. It's going to go for more militarism. It's going to go right into the hands of the defense contractors. So this is disastrous. Look, Bernie Sanders, Senator Sanders, who voted against this, he wrote, "We cannot spend more than our military, or more on our military than the next 10 nations combined, while millions of Americans do not have food and housing and health care. That is why I voted against spending $716 billion on the military today." Now, joining Sanders were, ironically, Senator Dianne Feinstein. Well, that's great. Thanks for your non-vote. Kirsten Gillibrand, Kamala Harris, Mike Lee, Ed Markey, Jeff Merkley, Rand Paul is a Republican. Mike Lee is also a Republican. Elizabeth Warren, and Ron Wyden. So they all voted against this piece of legislation. However, you had, and I'm going to go down the list here, of the Democrats who decided that militarism and war is awesome. You have Tammy Baldwin, Michael Bennett, Richard Blumenthal, Cory Booker, Sherrod Brown, Maria Cantwell, Ben Cardin, Tom Carper, Bob Casey, Chris Coons, Catherine Cortez Masto, Joe Donnelly, Dick Durbin, Martin Heinrich, Heidi Heitkamp, Mazie Hirono, Doug Jones. Hey, isn't it great that we got Doug Jones in Alabama, who is marginally better than a child predator? Tim Kaine, Amy Klobuchar, Patrick Leahy, Joe Manchin, of course, Claire McCaskill, Bob Menendez, Chris Murphy, Patty Murray, Maggie Hassan, Bill Nelson, Gary Peters, Jack Reed, Brian Schatz, Chuck Schumer, Tina Smith, Dabby Stabenow, John Tester, Tom Udall, Chris Van Hollen, Mark Warner, and Sheldon Whitehouse. Now, the reason that I am saying their names is because they belong on the wall of shame. Shame, shame, shame for voting to increase more money to the defense bill budget through this defense bill, and giving President Trump, the very person that you criticize, oh, this person should not be the president, he should not have nuclear weapons, you gave him $21.6 billion to expand nuclear weapons. This is the resistance, folks. This is the you can't be a member of the resistance and then give Donald Trump everything he asks for. That's not how this shit works. But this is what they're doing. You are, by working with the Republicans, you are giving them everything that they want policy-wise. Oh no, this is wonderful bipartisanship. And of course, this is how they go and they spin that. Oh, Republicans and Democrats finally got together and they passed good legislation. No, this is not good legislation. The NDAA is not necessary. We should not be giving $716 billion to the military-industrial complex. In fact, we should cut that immediately in half. We should cut it in half. And look, there was a media analyst, Adam Johnson, who had a great point on this. He said, had the Pentagon's budget simply remained the same as it was in 2017, Congress could have funded public college for every student in the United States and had $12 billion left over. So put it in context. Now, if you're home and you're struggling with premiums for your health insurance, and believe me, I know how expensive that can be. And you're like, God damn, I could use some relief. Well, look at this and know that the money we're spending on missiles and bombs that we're going to drop on brown people who have, who have no way to actually harm us, right? That's where that money's going. So you can know, while you're trying to figure out how to make ends meet, that money is not going to you. It's going into the pockets of a defense contractor. I hope it makes you feel good at night. Look, again, we're wasting so much money on the military, and for what? And for what, right? Our own people don't even have clean water. Flint still doesn't have clean water. It's gross. And the Democrats, look, the Republicans, we expect this because Republicans love war. But the Democrats, 38 Democrats, you should be ashamed of yourselves. And if they're not ashamed of themselves, then we should shame them and show them that we're not going to support endless war. We're not going to support your endless militarism. We're not going to support your support of the Trump administration that you claim is so bad. Oh, resist, resist, resist. We have to resist everything that Trump is doing, except when we give him more money for the military. Bunch of goddamn hypocrites. We should not support these Democrats. These are, look, this is why blue no matter who is bullshit. This is the best example that you can have. Combine that with Wall Street deregulation and all the other things that they've worked with Donald Trump on. They do not deserve our support, and they don't deserve our votes. Let's vote for progressives. Let's vote for something different. Let's replace these corporate neoliberal warmongers. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.